You belong to Canada, the nation that accepted you or your parents as immigrants, housed you, fed you, and educated you. Remember, many of us are from pastoral, nomadic culture, where gratitude for kindness is passed on from parent to child, generation to generation. We never forget. Still, there is more, much more. You belong to the wider human community. See yourselves as citizens of the world. Advocate for that which is good for the world. Be a voice for peace, a voice for the poor and the disadvantaged, a voice for social justice and human welfare, a voice for dignity, a voice for human rights everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. A voice for liberty and equality, a voice for planet Earth. And you belong to one another. Stay in touch. Encourage one another. Comfort one another. Exchange information. Lift each other up. You are a product of history. You are a product of a great history. You must not shy away from your history. Read and immerse yourself in your history. Never forget your roots. We look to the past not to shrink from the future. We look to the past to shape our future. And you are the rising generation. I see possibilities, the boundless heart, the daring spirit, the restless soul, the craving mind, the scent of rose, the vim and vigor. Believe in yourself. Think, listen, read a lot. Express yourself in your faith, your passion, and your humanity. Bring out the best in you. And always remember, if that little orphan of Senag could turn his life around without guidance or guardianship, you with your parents, your community, your nation, and all the resources at your disposal can do even better and attain great heights. May God bless you. Thank you.
Jazakumullahu khairan, Brother Mahmoud Galdon. Our next speaker, Sheikh Saad Ali Ahmed, is a preacher and public speaker in our city. He's a graduate of Pune University and Algonquin College, and currently working as a programmer analyst with the Government of Canada. He's a former board member of many community organizations. He's a founder and president of Canadian Somali Scholarship Fund, as well as Anwar Islamic Academy. He's the producer of presenter of Community Social Affairs at CKCU FM 93.1 Somali Show. Sheikh Saad has been for many years an integral part of our community. Please welcome me, Sheikh Saad. Thank you.
I have been given to address this, wonderful gathering 5 minutes, and those of us who preach, he said it's a preacher, right? And the preacher is 5 minutes, 5 minutes what? It's their opening, instead, So it's very difficult, but inshallah I will try as much as I can, inshallah, to stick with those 5 minutes. Esteemed guests, parents, community leaders, member of parliament, and most importantly, students, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's an honor and a privilege to be standing in front of you today to address the Ottowa Islamic School graduating class of 2018. Today I want to share with you a few insights and reflections on your achievement, as well as practical advices for you to take as you move forward to the second chapter of your life. Whether you have been Ottowa Islamic School for a few years or your entire life, you have grown. And during that period, you learn a lot. In that spirit, you are a different person than you were 3, 5, or 10 years ago. Let us take a moment and pause to reflect our growth so that you can understand who you are and how far you have come. I urge you to make commitment today. Just as you are not the same person, a few years ago, let us commit today not to being the same person in 5 years or 10 years from now. We all have an opportunity to improve. Some aspect of our lives, whether it is religious, professional, or personal. I urge you graduates to take today as a benchmark of who you are and build upon yourself so that you can continue to succeed and flourish. As you move forward in life, you'll often be faced with a choice. The choice of taking risk or choosing the safe. In order for us to progress and move forward, we need to do so in a spirit of risk-taking and to abandon all those who are familiar path. This is not to say we take risk blindly, but rather we do not fear the unknown. The decision you make in life-defining moments, such as moving to a new city, whether or not to start a new career, changing a programs, are what define the outcome of your professional life. If we take a look at some of history's greatest individuals, they were people who were not afraid of losing a little in pursuit of gaining so much. With that in mind, today I encourage all of us, adults, students, and anyone else, to see beyond the possibility, to see beyond what can possibly go wrong, and be visionaries, and see the benefit of progression, rather than total adherence to the current state of affairs. Graduates, you all attend and now graduating from Ottowa Islamic School. Let us carry the name of Islam forward. I'm proud who you are. We live in an increasing, challenging world where people of our faith are constantly attacked, whether online or other form of media. However, our religion exposes the characteristics that will allow us to be successful in both this world and the world that's coming. Value of God consciousness, kindness to humanity, patience and humility. Those are what our religion exposes, and that's what you have to carry to the others. We will be all tested, and tests may be sometimes difficult. But regardless how difficult they are, let us not forget to come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to ask Him, to help in our affairs. He created us from nothing, and He alone can help us our challenges. Even more so, let us make sure to remember Him when the times are easy, so that we can be grateful to Him for countless blessings which He has presented to us. One more last thing to do, of the most important value, and I hope you listen to me, of the most important value in Islam is that to be grateful. Today, you have all graduated from high school, and you have completed this chapter of your life. I would like to stress the importance of community and gratitude to those who have made your story and this day possible. The administration of this school have continuously provided you a safe opportunity to learn in an Islamic environment that's conducive to learning. To your teachers who have worked hard even beyond the hours that they are in your building, Ottowa Islamic School building, to make lesson plans, to correct your tests, and to enhance the learning opportunity. And above all, the consistent and the reliable support provided by your parents. Your parents have worked so hard to ensure that you have all the tools that you need to enjoy the success that you have today. is undeniable. That without them, without your parents, you would not be here today. This moment is for your parents as much as it is for you. And we learn and always appreciate that in Islam, the one who failed to thank the people who have assisted them are in a status of ingratitude and helplessness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As such, do not forget to take time out of your busy todayness to thank those who have assisted you in achieving this success. And beyond that, continue always to thank people to thank people and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for gratefulness. For gratefulness is indeed for gratefulness is a great sin for humanity, for iman. So I will conclude with a few remarks. The value that I have talked today, gratitude, perseverance, evolution, are timeless and true. Past generations have used those same characteristics to succeed in their life. To neglect those values leads towards darkness with humanity and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There will be a lot of outside influences that are both good and bad. Remember to be successful and impactful. Does not mean that you need to become someone that you are not. If an opportunity arises that demands an evolution of yourself that's not consistent with who you are, then do not hesitate to walk away from, with no remorse and no regret. After all, if we cannot be content who we are, have we achieved anything? I leave you with these thoughts. Once more, I'm humble and grateful to have been asked to come here to speak in front of you. I always enjoy seeing our youth in moments of jubilation and recognition of their success. I congratulate you, class of 2018, and I wish you nothing but the best in all that you seek. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh Saeed. Our next speaker, Dr. Ridha Badir, has a PhD from Al-Azhar University in Applied Linguistics and Islamic Studies. He holds 2 BA degrees, one in English and the other in Islamic Studies. He has an MA degree in simulations translations between Arabic and English. He's an international speaker and appeared in many TV channels all over the world. Now, we have the honor and the blessing of having Dr. Ridha Badir serve our community as the Imam of Ottawa Main Masjid. He is a very motivational and engaging speaker who will make you hysterically laugh and cry within the same speech. Please join me in welcoming our esteemed guest and Sheikh, Dr. Ridha Badir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. No, let's try again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, this is the energy we can start with, inshallah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I have good news and bad news. Which one should I start with? Bad news, good. The bad news, I'm the only speaker who has been given 5 hours to speak. Whether you like it or you like it, you'll have to listen to me, okay? The good news is this is the graduation of the Ottowa Islamic School 2018. I'm really proud of you all. And graduation is a time of joy and happiness, you know. I never prepare a talk. I always talk from my heart. And here I am talking to you from my heart. And because graduation is a time of joy and happiness, I would like to start my first hour with a smile on your face. Is that okay? And then I'll end up my 5 minutes with 3 messages. A message for the parents, a message for Ottawa Islamic School, and a message for my beloved ones, the leaders of the future. So would you like a smile? Give me one first. People are sitting like this. This is a graduation, okay? Parents, you should be happy, you know. And my loved ones, smile, okay? I'll give you one of my favorite Egyptian, you know, jokes, okay? There was a Canadian, let's assume our parliament member here. She went to Cairo, and she wanted just to enjoy, you know, the touristic sightseeing in Egypt. And she ended up in the airport, and she got a taxi driver And the taxi driver took the luggage, put it in the trunk, and he started driving, and the first traffic light was red. And the driver did not stop. So Anita said to him, "Hey, by the way, that was red." He said, "I know." And she's like, "I think internationally when it's red people should stop." He said, "I'm a professional driver." And then the next traffic light was red and the driver did not stop. So Anita got scared. She's like, "You know what? I have a family back home in Canada. I want to go back home as one piece, okay?" He said, "Listen, this is the last time I'm going to hear a comment. I said I'm a professional driver. I know what I'm doing." Third traffic light was green and the driver stopped. So Anita said, "Come on, when it's red you go, when it's green you stop." He said, "You never know, there could be another professional driver coming the other way." Okay, with this smile on your face, I would like to share something. I love to see people smiling, and I love to see our promising graduates today smiling and feeling happy that today they are graduating, but tomorrow the future is theirs. And your community and your country expects a lot from you. You're graduates of the Ottowa Islamic School, so you have the word Islamic right there. And that means you have an extra responsibility. You'll be the best ambassadors of Islam, wherever your dreams will take you. Second thing is, when it comes to your choices in the future, I'll give you a piece of advice. Out of our culture, there are two areas where our parents dictate. And I'm telling you from now, don't listen to your parents in the following areas. When you choose your life partner, because we have two options always in our culture, your cousin or your cousin. And I'm talking about the same cousin, by the way, okay? So choose someone as Islam taught you, because it's a life commitment. Somebody asked me one time, he said, "What does the word marriage mean to you?" I said, "Astaghfirullah, marriage is a word. It's more than that. It's a sentence. It's a life sentence." Okay. Second area, I remember Winston Churchill once said, and I want you to listen to this carefully, you have to like what you do to do what you like. So when it comes to education, choose what you like, because this is going to be your future. Because I remember my dad, like all the dads here, and dads who passed away, may Allah have mercy on my dad and all those who passed away. You know, we have two options when we graduate from high school, right? I expect you to be one of two, a doctor or a doctor. If you fail, you could be an engineer, inshallah. And I'm telling you, choose whatever you like, because this is your future. And again, I'm going to repeat the sentence. You have to like what you do to do what you like. So choose wherever you feel you're more comfortable to study. That's very important. Okay, let me move to the parents. Parents, are you proud of them or proud of them? You know, now, I'll tell you how they feel. They're like, 12 years. Right? So, again, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make them the coolness of your eye. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it up for you for the sleepless nights and the times when you denied yourself something that you need to make them happy. Be grateful to your parents. Your community and your country expects a lot from you. Tomorrow you're the leaders of Canada. And tomorrow also you are the ambassadors of Islam within the Canadian community. the larger one. So again, don't forget one day that when your parents choose to put you on Ottowa Islamic School, they had a goal in their minds. And I will conclude with something personal. As I told you, my dad, may Allah have mercy on his soul, he wanted me to be a medical doctor. And when I was your age, I had a very good ear for languages. And I felt like, no, I'm not going to be a doctor. So my first degree was in English. But still, that was not my dream. And again, when it comes to dreams, the sky's your limit. But a dream will always be a dream until you put the time and the effort to make it come true, as you have done today. May Allah guide all your steps. So my dream was to be an interpreter with the United Nations. That was my dream when I was young. So once I finished my BA degree, I got a master's degree in simultaneous translation between Arabic and English, and I got the job right away. And I was an interpreter with the United Nations for the last 20 years. I have translated a number of books, but that was not my ultimate goal. You know, we have midterm goals, we have long-term goals, and we have an ultimate goal. So that was my midterm goal. But my long-term goal was how to use my language to serve my deen. And this is when I decided to go to Al-Azhar University and get an Islamic degree, get a PhD in applied linguistics, get a PhD on the tafsir of Surah Yusuf. And I have been around the world for the last 20 years using my language to serve my deen. I'm sharing this only to motivate you to always think that once we achieve a dream, we must have another dream. This is why for all the audience here, when I say what's the ultimate goal of every Muslim, it is to please God and end up in paradise. And you can do that. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan, Dr. Rida. It's been 15 years since the first group of Ottowa Islamic School graduates left the hallowed halls of our school to enter the wide world of post-secondary education. This year, we will have two of our past graduates here to share their experiences and lend some encouraging words to the graduates. Bashir started his OAS journey in senior kindergarten and attended the school for a total of 9 years. He was a part of the class of 2008. Bashir attended Carleton University and completed bachelor's degree in civil engineering in 2012. After completing his degree, he came back to OAS as a 7th grade homeroom teacher. Fun fact, his students are the ones graduating here today as the class of 2018. While he was teaching, he managed to complete his master's in civil engineering from Carleton University in 2013. He is currently studying Sharia at the Islamic University of Medina. Please join me in welcoming Bashir.
I hope I have everyone's attention now. For those who know me, they'll get that joke. Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm honored to be speaking in today's graduation, but I'm even more honored to have had the opportunity to teach today's graduates when they were in grade 7 and in grade 8. And I'm very proud of them today. I wanted to share just 3 advices. These advices have helped me reach where I am today, and inshallah I hope that they will be of benefit to everyone in this room. The first advice is to always have high aspirations, to always aim high. Have high aspirations in this dunya and also have high aspirations in the hereafter. Like the Prophet ﷺ told us, When you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ask for Al-Firdaus, because it is the best and the highest place in Jannah. Just like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us to have high aspirations in the hereafter, He also taught us to have high aspirations in this dunya. So work hard for your high aspirations. Work towards your goals. And never forget to continuously ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you reach them. I don't like to talk about myself a lot. Actually, I don't talk a lot most of the time. So, today, I'm going to share a little bit about myself and hope that it helps you and motivates you. When I was in my final year of engineering at Carleton, of my bachelor's, I had a job. I was driving a speaker that came to town. And as I was driving this speaker, we had a conversation. He asked me, "What do you do?" So I told him I study engineering, this is my last year. So then he asked me, "How many years have you been studying?" I told him, this is my 4th year. I'm about to finish. He said, "No. How many years in your life have you been studying?" And so I did the math. I started from JK. About that time, it was 17 years. So I told him 17 years. So then he asked me, "You've been studying for 17 years. How many years have you studied to learn your religion?" I thought, and I paused. I did the math, and I realized it wasn't even a year. So I told him less than a year. So he told me, "What do you think about that? You spent 17 years studying for this dunya and not even a year for the akhirah?" And so I thought to myself that from that day, I would spend time, do whatever I can, whatever opportunity I had to also study for the akhirah. My second piece of advice is to take your asbab, to do whatever you possibly can to reach your goals, and to leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I found out about Medina, I knew that I just had to go there. So I did my research, and I found out that it would take 6 years of my life. 2 years to learn Arabic, and 4 years to learn the degree that I would choose. And so I planned ahead. As I was still in my last year of my bachelor's, I decided, okay, if I'm going to go to Medina, I have to have something to help me when I come back. And that is when I decided to do my master's, just so that after Medina, I would be able to have something at least. And so, like the Prophet ﷺ tells us in a hadith, "Ihris ala ma yanfa'uk." Strive and work hard towards that which benefits you. "Wasta'in billah." Seek assistance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. "Wala ta'jiz." And do not give up. My third piece of advice is for myself first, for all the graduates, and for everyone in this room. Always try to be a better person than you are today. Always try to be a better person than you are today in anything that you do in life, in any aspect of your life. Whether it's at home, whether it's at school, whether it's at work, whether it's in regards to your health or your wealth, or in regards to your ibadah. Always try to be better than you were today. And so these are my 3 pieces of advice that I hope will be able to help you in your journey and life. The first one, to have high aspirations and always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for assistance. Make dua for it. The second one, who can tell me what the second one was? What? Take your asbab. Someone's listening. Take your asbab and trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third one is always be better than you are today. I want to end with this one quote. من وجد الله فماذا فقد ومن فقد الله فماذا وجد. Whoever finds Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then what has he lost? And whoever loses Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what has he found? Barakallahu feek, jazakallahu khair. Allah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khairan, Bashir. Now, I would like to introduce our next alumni speaker, Saqib Kazi. Saqib graduated in 2015 when he was the valedictorian of his year. Saqib currently attends University of Ottawa. Due to his outstanding extracurricular activities and academic records, he will be beginning med school this fall, inshallah, after only completing 3 years at the University of Ottawa. This is quite a feat, as very few exceptional students are accepted on an early basis before they complete their degree. He was accepted into medical schools at the University of Ottawa, Queen's University, and McMaster's University. A dedicated and hard-working student with a beautiful character. Please join me in welcoming Saqib Kazi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for having me here, graduating class, parents, distinguished guests, my beloved teachers, and staff from Ottowa Islamic School. 3 very short years ago, I was sitting right where you all are right now. And at that time, I remember in my head the thoughts that were going through. There was this balance between 2 forces. I was excited, I'm graduating, I'm moving on to the next stage of my life. But at the same time, I was scared, anxious. I'm leaving the place that I grew to call home for 4 years, the community that I became a part of. And I'm going somewhere that I'm unfamiliar with new challenges that I'm not sure how to deal with. But over these past 3 years, even though I have so many areas in which I still need to improve and grow as an individual, I've learned a few things. And I'm just going to very honestly share my thoughts, my experiences, and what I think were the most crucial factors that will lead to success for all of you. The first one that I realized is that from my class, I was the only one that was going into my program at the University of Ottawa. I was completely alone in that sense, without any friends that I had from before, without any of the people I knew from before, and I had to make something out of it. So what did I do? I opened up and I learned who were the people around me, and I connected with them. I made the right friends. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Wherever you go, whatever you go on to pursue, you need to become surrounded by the people that you want to become like. So for me at the time, even though I was coming out of Ottowa Islamic School, I was doing what I could. I thought I was a decent student. I was doing my best. But coming into university, I just wasn't sure, what do I do? How do I gauge what I've been doing my entire life with this new environment that I'm in? But I made that effort to learn about how other people learn about their values, their cultures, their diverse experiences, and grow as an individual from that. And by doing so, I can say that that has been the single most important factor in defining myself and my success. You need to meet the people who you will become like, and that is how you will learn how to be successful. That's the first step. The second one is to always seek advice from those who have come before you, from those who have passed through. Whether this be your parents, your teachers, an older student that's taken a course that you'll be taking the next semester, you need to get a sense of the wisdom that they can pass on. It helps shape how you approach things and gives you a head start rather than figuring out how to do everything on your own. People move along through life and they're always ready to share wisdom with those who are coming after, but it's your job to seek it out. The third aspect that I think is very, very crucial, and it's the last one, but most certainly the most important one, is your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how you stay connected with your deen. Because ultimately, even if you achieve everything in this world, your deen, your values, your faith is what will give meaning to everything that you do. It'll put it in the right context. If you succeed in every parameter in this world, if you're the wealthiest person, but you just don't have something deeper that's driving you, something that you're doing it for, it will feel empty, it'll feel hollow, it'll be meaningless. Stay connected with your deen, stay surrounded by those who will keep you connected with your faith, and always remember that anything you do, you put your best effort in, but at the end of the day, you must make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Him to give you what is right for you. And a big part of this is being involved with your MSAs at whichever schools you go to or whatever you pursue, staying connected with everyone who you know from before at Ottowa Song School, not losing those bonds, but also learning from everyone around you. In fact, as a side note, I can share that out of most of my friends in my program, they all came from different faith backgrounds. None of them were Muslims like me. But the level of mutual respect we had for each other and the beauty of their character is unparalleled. They would remind me, even though they're not Muslim, after class, don't you need to go pray Salah now? We'll wait for you outside the Musalla. Or they tell me on a Monday or Thursday if I'm doing a voluntary fast, we don't need to go eat today. Aren't you fasting? We can go another day. And this is another defining factor. These three elements that have been so crucial to shaping me as an individual and showing me what are the most important factors in succeeding. But that's not necessarily what success ultimately leads to. I'll define it a bit. Sometimes when we think about success, the way I believe we perceive it is too individualistic. We see success as, how far can I go? What can I achieve? But ultimately, success is about not what can I do for myself, but what can I do for everyone around me. Never forget the people who you come from, your parents, your teachers, everyone who shaped who you are as an individual, the friends around you, the people who've given you everything that you've taken and then turned into something. And always be ready to look back to them and show them that you're grateful. So to the graduating class, I have no doubt that inshallah you will succeed in an individualistic manner. But what I'm really urging you to do is always remember to succeed and lead for yourselves, your families, your community, your school, your city of Ottawa, your country of Canada, and your deen of Islam. Jazakallah khairan. Also, I've been asked to have the honor of presenting the Ois Alumni Scholarship. So this was first established during the 10th year anniversary of the first graduating class of Ottowa Islamic School. And then since then, every year the alumni come together. They created this fund. They are the ones that raise the funds for it, and they themselves select the one who will become the recipient of the scholarship. So there were an enormous number of excellent applications that were received, and this year the one who was selected to be the winner is Kautar Benchallah. Jazakallah khairan, and once again, congratulations to all of you graduating class of 2018.
Thank you, Saqib. This year's female valedictorian has been studying at the Ottowa Islamic School since junior kindergarten and is no stranger to our school. Maryam Al-Ishaq has become a positive light in our school with her charismatic and fun-loving personality. She's a committed student and has worked hard to achieve her goals this year. Maryam is self-motivated and self-confident young girl. Her uplifting spirit has helped shape this graduating class. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our female valedictorian, Maryam.
Yo, that was such a nice intro. Okay. I would like to begin by welcoming and by thanking our dear family, friends, administration, staff, and distinguished guests with the greetings of Islam as said by the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Maryam Muallim-Shaq, and I've been attending Ottowa Islamic School for the past 14 years, and it has been a great contribution to the person who I have become today. Today, a chapter of our lives is closing, and another one is opening soon after. It is taking us 14 years of waking up early, going to school sometimes 7 a.m. subhanAllah, and countless hours of writing emails to our teachers asking for extension, especially Toma, I asked you so many times this year. But through it all, we have been able to persevere, and I cannot truly be proud of what we have accomplished this year. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam once said, "La yashkurullah man la yashkur nas." He who does not thank the people does not thank Allah. Therefore, I would like to take some time to thank the people who have paved the way for our success during the past 14 years. To the parents, I would like to thank you guys before everybody else. I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude to you all, for in a way, this is one of the greatest accomplishments in your lives as well. Every day for the past 14 years, you have gotten up early, you have drove us to school, you guys waited for us after school's over, made us lunch. So technically today, you guys are graduating. Whatever your parents could do for you, they would find a way to have it done, even if it seemed truly impossible. We have been blessed with parents who have traveled to a new land in search of a new life and have built it upon opportunity and prosperity. They have worked hard to make us better and have endured struggles just so we don't have to. Parents, you should be proud of your greatest accomplishment. To our teachers, I would like to thank you all for your tireless efforts that you've spent on us for the past 14 years. The teachers that we had at Ottowa Islamic School did not allow us to fall, rather gave us the tools that we needed to be greater in our lives. The teachers that we had at Ottowa Islamic School passed the threshold of teachers long ago and soon became mentors on the path of our greater success. To Brother Jawed, your sheer confidence in yourself is truly inspiring. You have taught us every day to be proud of ourselves and to stand up for what is right, even when the world knocks us down. However, I don't believe the world could knock us down as much as you already have. Shout out to Brother Toma for making English one of my favorite classes this year. You are kind, understanding, and quite frankly, a little bit strange. Shout out to Brother Ahmed for all his hours spent trying to teach us French all the time, but we don't know, sorry. Thank you to Brother Muhammad Hussein for always giving me an opportunity to laugh in your class. Your tests were sometimes a little bit evil, but you made up with your character. Special shout out to the second semester biology class. Zainab, Suhair, Nawal, Yaqub, Ramadan, especially Salman. Thanks for making me laugh during all the practice quizzes where you would just write LOL for all your answers. Thank you to the majority of you guys for holding it down during practice quizzes. For everybody who didn't hold it down, khair inshallah. Shout out to Brother Talha for making us laugh every time he would defeat us with a test. Thank you for your many, many university prep talks, because they really pass the time on Fridays. And for Brother Asim, your presentations were great. I would like to thank one of my favorite individuals at Ottowa Islamic School ever, Sister Anab. Sister Anab is a gem that shines within Ottowa Islamic School, a woman who shines with genuine charismatic abilities. And I would like to thank you for all your 10-hour lectures in the hallways. It's kind of funny because whenever you hear her keys swishing in like the hallway, every girl fixed her hijab in like 2 seconds. It's sad that in just a few minutes we're not going to have somebody constantly ask us, do you want Jannah? And then tell you how to get it. All the different ways to get it. To my fellow graduates, it's hard to come into terms that today is the final chapter in our OIS story. While we won't be together for 8 hours at a time now, we will have memories that will last a lifetime. I'm going to miss writing the business assignments 15 seconds before class because we all forget that we even take business. I'm going to miss walking to school at any time during the day and being able to witness Hafsa and Nawal breaking their ankles for fun. When we kept getting woken up on the Wonderland trip because somebody kept yelling about chickens. I'm going to miss Hamidi breaking down classroom doors like the mafia to make sure that we're all wearing uniform. Or when our class successfully blew up 5 microwaves trying to make popcorn. OIS has always been a second home to me, somewhere where I felt I belonged, where I felt what I said mattered. It's having friends like Muna, who can sit with you for hours at a time telling you about the beauty of Somalia and reminding you to build up your community with the knowledge that you've received. Ois Alumni School is an institution not to be owned by one, but to be embraced and taken care of by all. Ois Alumni School is an institution that was built on the back of immigrants who had left their home in search of a new life, and to build a life full of prosperity and to build a life full of opportunity. We have been lucky enough to have been immersed in environments where everybody around you shares your values and that you may celebrate them together. We have been lucky enough not only to have been offered a place and time to pray, but an opportunity to pray in Jama'ah together. We have people who genuinely want you to do the best in this dunya and then do the best in the akhirah as well. I have been able to make friends who I'll have for the rest of my life thanks to this school. Shout out to Hafsa Abdi for her new vocabulary. Shout out to Huda for staying up with me all hours through the night just to make sure I understood calculus, even though I dropped the class. Shout out to Noor for being able to buy chips from Sister Anna when she wasn't selling. Shout out to Khadr and Suhair who stayed plotting and scheming for our McDonald's trips. Suhair, I really hope that one day you learn how to drive, inshallah. Khadr, you're getting there. Shout out to Zainab Haji Adin. First of all, we need a round of applause for Zainab. For making it up and down the stairs every day when she was broken and crippled. Shout out to Hanan for never being afraid to speak her mind, ever. Special shout out to Zubaydah Osman for keeping us informed about whatever's going on like CNN. Shout out to Filson for her outstanding character and for Rana for being our captain and our captain. Shout out to Ilwad for always showing us Harry Styles videos all the time. And to Nawal for breaking her back in Algonquin with me every day. For Deqa, Hawa, Shukri, Ilhan, we didn't really see you guys much. But thank you for teaching us all how to properly hide under the stairs. And for Iman for letting us know that she's not really all that into politics. And Koban for capturing this entire year for us. No matter where we end up in life, remember that everything is temporary and nothing matters as much as the akhirah and the journey that has to follow after we leave this place. Allah says in Surah Hujurat, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. Verily the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is he who is the most righteous of you. This goes to show that you can have the best this world has to offer in terms of worldly affairs, but that will all mean nothing if you're not strong in your deen and you're not steadfast in what Allah wants you to do in His life. Someone's texting me. There is no superiority in life between people, as the best amongst you is the one who is best in taqwa, the best in the fear of Allah and best in remembrance of Allah. To the graduates, whatever you choose to do in your life, remember. Stop texting me. This goes to show that you can have the best in the world of affairs. Glitched me. Remember to be confident in your abilities and to always be proud of yourself. Be greater than those who have come before you and set an example for those to come. Thank you. Congratulations to the class of 2018.
Jazakallah khairan, Maryam, for that beautiful and heartwarming speech. This year's male valedictorian has been studying at the Ottowa Islamic School since grade 11. But in this short amount of time, he was able to leave his mark and touch the lives of many of his fellow teachers and students. Ammar Salkini is a driven and enthusiastic young male. He is a very hardworking and dedicated student who makes it a priority to lend his respects, kindness, and consideration to others. In this short amount of time he has been here, he has distinguished himself as a leader amongst his peers. Without further ado, I present to you our male valedictorian, Ammar Salkini.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Respected dignitaries, dear educators and administrators, fellow graduating class of 2018, and above all, beloved parents, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I greet you with the blessed greetings of our deen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestow His peace, mercy, blessings upon you. Imagine yourself sailing in a boat. And as you're sailing, you get lost into a deep ocean. The sun is covered by clouds and waves are getting stronger and more dangerous. And as you're in this state, you discover there's a hole in the boat. So you paddle and paddle as fast as you can to hopefully find a place to save you. But as the boat's about to sink, you spot an island from far away. So you paddle as fast as you can to reach the island. And eventually, you reach the island safely. And as you land on the island, saved from this vicious ocean, you see this island is so beautiful. All types of fun and joy are here. And you can't wait until you live here. And as you walk, a guard comes to you and tells you, if you want to live on this island, you've got two options. Option one is to live on it for 1 year, just for 1 year, and then we're going to throw you into the ocean. Option two is to work for us for 1 year. We're doing some work on the shore, and then you live on this island forever. Which one will you choose? One person can't wait to join that entire year of fun after being saved from this vicious ocean. But unfortunately, after this 1 year, all of this fun will stop. And just as if he hadn't have any fun before. But the wiser person whom we should be like, will choose to invest for that 1 year for his or her eternity. He'll put some effort, but at the end the reward will be far greater. And this is very similar to our state right now, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala offered us two options in this life. Option one is to live this life as we desire and as we think that we're having fun and not provide any benefit for the creation on this earth. Enjoy this short lifetime, this 1 year, but unfortunately the eternity won't be for you. Do you guys remember the first day in grade 12, how weird was it? It all passed like this. How about the first year of school, the very first year of school, when we all entered JK class and we were crying and everybody else was crying and the teacher was panicking to calm us down. It all passed like this. And that's how the rest of our life will pass. Yes, we can have a bit of fun, but our ultimate goal in this life should be for option number two, should be to put our efforts and work for the purpose that we're created for. And what is this purpose? We know that we're generally created for worship. But there's a more comprehensive purpose of the creation of the human being. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 30, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. And when your Lord said to the angels, I am creating on this earth a Khalifa. What is a Khalifa? A Khalifa is the person whom you charge to do something. So we are Allah's Khalifa on this earth. We are charged this earth to flourish it, to make it a better place for all the creation on it. And so it's my job and it's your job, my dear graduates, to improve this earth and change the sad state of humanity. Because if it wasn't us, if it wasn't the graduating class of this great Islamic school, the youth who are empowered with knowledge, then who else will do that? Who else will take on this job? And do not underestimate yourself. You can start always small, because once all these famous people that we see out there that have caused change in this world were sitting on the same chairs like you, having the same goals and aspirations, and as they put their utmost efforts, they have made it. And they have reached the moon. But that only means if they reach the moon, we can reach the stars. And quoting Bob the Builder, yes we can. And one way to achieve these results, as Brother Saqib was saying, in fact, to achieve any level that we want in the dunya and the akhirah, is paying attention to a very important factor, the most influential factor in any human being's life. This factor, I'm pretty sure everybody in this hall has been affected by it. This factor is friendship. Is the friends that you choose, is the environment that you choose to surround you, because you are what your friends are. When your friends are doing good at their school, you'll do good at school. When your friends are doing good at their deen, you'll do good at your deen. And I've seen this factor, wallahi, with my own eyes, guiding people whom I thought will never be guided, and misleading people whom I thought will never be led astray. And as we're leaving this beautiful school, this beautiful community that we're in, we're going to be exposed to the bad side of this factor more often. And the good side will be more hidden. And our choices will affect our future. So pay extra attention to whom you choose to be your friends. Make them the ones that will help you in your studies and in your deen. And remember the saying of the Prophet ﷺ, a person's way of life or his religion is that of his friend. I'd like to take the time to thank our beloved parents who have been always doing their best to make us happy. And wallahi, there's not a person walking on this globe who loves you more than your parents, whom we owe more respect, more birr, and more kindness and care than our parents. And no matter how we try, we can never be able to pay you back for what you have done, because you've done it sincerely without expecting any reward from us. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you with the very best that He has. May Allah make you the happiest and grant you the most of happiness and falah in dunya and the akhirah, and grant you good health and give you a long, blessed, happy life. Ameen. And for our amazing teachers, how joyful was it spending time in each one of your classes. Believe me, teachers at OIS are just unique. Because unlike other teachers at other schools, their main goal is our own benefit. You guys have sacrificed your time, your mood, your lunches, your weekends, your spare, and all your pleasure for us. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you with something that's better than what you deserve. For the best math teacher in the universe, time will tell if the statement is true or not, Brother Jawed. It was truly an incredible experience being roasted in front of your whole class for asking what you see as an easy question. I can't forget these memories when you'd be jumping out of happiness when I get a low mark. But this only shows your love for us. Jazakallah khair, Brother Jawed. It was a great pleasure being in your class, Brother Talha. Taking off that 0.5 mark every test and then telling me to stop arguing was just funny. I sincerely enjoyed your tough marking because it taught me a lot of lessons. I hope we reach first place in Guns of Boom. Thank you, Brother Ali Jamar, for being such a caring teacher. Letting us use our own formula sheets for physics was so generous, although they didn't really help us if we didn't study the day before. You're certainly the wisest at the school, and you've given us all individually advice from your wisdom. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and help us apply these advice. Back at the class, face the wall, was Brother Muhammad Hussein's motto in grade 11. Even I got kicked out of your class, brother. Thank you for making biology so boring, so interesting. I enjoyed seeing you enter with an XX large cup of coffee every day and making me fill it up with water whenever it finishes. You surely needed that much to stand us. Thank you, Brother Abd Ismail, for making business so simple. How fun was it doing the 10-page business assignment, not even the night before, the hour before the class. A teacher who's in the class feared, but outside the class dared. If your thesis is praising console over PC games, you're guaranteed a mark so bad and lame. If you ever seen a teacher who sits on the table and puts his legs on the chair, instead of sitting on the chair and putting his legs on the floor, then you've seen him teaching English at OIS. He sits that way, takes his imagination far away into the lands of poems and plays. Brother Toma, I certainly learned a lot from your class. How fun was it telling us straight up in our faces our work is bad? I like your straight upness. I don't know if that's a word, but I know it's art. Brother Ahmed Noor, I haven't got the chance to be taught French at OIS, but otherwise I love your big smile that's always on your face. I know you're a Senegal fan of the World Cup. I hope Senegal beats Japan today. Teachers like Brother Osman, whose care and love has always made me feel comfortable and confident. I know what to better say about you except your beautiful kindness and caring for your students. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. It's people like Sister Anab and Sister Muna who made OIS feel truly as our second home. You guys took the place of our mothers by your care and love to all of us. I remember when I first came to OIS, I was always anxious and stressed out. I even had a hunchback. But it was people like you who always comforted and reassured me. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala truly reward you. Behind the scene was always our dearest principal Muhammad Sheikh and Vice Principal Brother Hamidi, whose efforts have always made OIS the amazing school we entered and exited for the past 200 years. Please give a round of applause for all our teachers, administrators, and definitely honorable. And another applause for our honorable dignitaries who took from their precious time to be with us today. And now to my dearest graduating class of 2018. I want to shout you out one by one to express my love to everyone. Shout out to Adam Bryant for being a baller, and to Abdullah for being a fast jogger. Shout out for Momak for being a pro streamer, and to Arsami for being a pro hacker. Shout out to Mojises for his badar that takes the ball into the air so high and far. And to Jacob Jordans for shifting me whenever he played ball. Shout out to Aboud for being such a nice dude. And to Salman for being such a caring man. Shout out to Sandeep for going to Trinidad and for Erby for the hoverboard that he had. I know it's broken right now. Shout out to Sugal for planning to go back to his homeland. Shout out to Liban and Dabil for making us die of laughter. And to Mubarak and Kalani for being the best baseball batters. Shout out to Hassan Aziz for combing his hair like a boss. And to Fawaz for yelling chicken on the Wonderland bus. Shout out to Hanat for always trying to swear in Arabic. And to Hussein for giving me his business assignment whenever I asked for it. Shout out to Shahrain for being my